were so many things that happened that no one was aware of. You know, phones being snatched, calls being made, texts going back and forth between people.
At one point, you were pregnant by Jay?
Yes, I had a miscarriage.
Okay, this was before the whole
This
thing
was,
happened.
this was like
Okay.
before all of that.
How far?
You took an unprecedented stand to fight for this man. I mean, to fight for it and to put it all out there. What is it about this marriage that's so special that you would fight this hard to keep it safe?
Well, it's my soulmate, it's the person I love.
Very young, and it kind of forced me to mature.
Despite everything, Beyonce's relationship with her dad seemed strong. On her first solo album, she wrote a song called Daddy with lyrics stating that she hopes to find a husband like her dad.
And that foundation is so important, just to have someone that you just like, someone that is honest.
Honest?
Well, this was a couple years before Jay-Z was caught cheating.
Remember the singer Blu Cantrell?
While he was steaming, I was steaming in the beamer, just steaming.
In 2014, Blu was placed in custody after being seen running in the streets, claiming to have been poisoned.
Allegedly, Miss Cathy White had a secret relationship with Jay-Z before he began dating Beyonce and after.
Jay-Z's ex Carmen Bryan is coming out of the woodwork, and honey, she is not holding back. She's dropping some serious bombshells about how Jay allegedly kept all his mistresses quiet over the years. We're talking about women like Blu Cantrell, Cathy White, Rachel Roy. The list just goes on. And apparently, Jay used his power, his money, and his connections to shut these women down whenever they tried to speak their truth. But here's where things get really dark, loves. This recent legal drama around Jay-Z, it's like someone opened Pandora's box because now everyone from his past is coming forward with their stories. And sure, Jay-Z will probably manage to get that Jane Doe case thrown out, but the damage is done. Those floodgates are wide open, and all of Jay's skeletons are tumbling out of that closet. Now get this. Carmen, who was actually pregnant with Jay's child at one point, is spilling all the tea about how far Jay allegedly went to keep his secrets buried. We're talking paying women off, threatening them, or even worse. It sounds like there's so much more happening behind those closed doors than any of us could have imagined. So, who are these women Jay-Z allegedly silenced before they could share their stories? And did he really go as far as making some of them disappear forever? Stay right where you are, because we're about to break down all this piping hot tea.
You told Jay that you were pregnant. What was this?
I told him after the fact.
Oh, you told him after?
I told him after the
Okay,
fact.
so he didn't even know.
No, I
Okay.
told him after the fact.
Let's be real, those cheating rumors about Jay-Z, they've been swirling around forever. Word on the street is that Jay's been stepping out on Queen Bey since day one. Now Jay himself finally owned up to his cheating on his album 444, where he rapped about his infidelity and all the pain it caused, claiming he's been working to fix things with Beyonce. But honey, here's the gag. He later completely flipped the script. Can you believe he had the audacity to gaslight everyone by turning it into this whole fight for the family narrative?
And you can be in love with someone. You can love someone and and if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're gonna have complications, period. And if you can either address it or you can pretend until it blows up at some point. And you know, for us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, you know, to break that cycle. For black men and women, you know, to see a different outcome. Like you were saying, it's not this celebrity couple. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.
And when someone had the nerve to ask if he'd be as forgiving if Beyonce had been the one cheating, Jay-Z claimed he hoped he'd be as strong as his wife who took him back.
That's a level of strength really on both sides. I mean, if the shoe had been on the other foot, you know, if the transgressions had been on her side, do you think you would be able to be as forgiving of her as she was of you?
I hope. Again, because I love her the same way. No matter what side, I love her the same way. I pray that I will, because her strength and her, you know, man, she's the strongest woman I know. Her and my mother, they battling for one.
But let's keep it 100. We all know someone as prideful and ego-driven as Jay-Z would never in a million years stay with Beyonce if she publicly admitted to cheating with multiple men. Like, please, Meanwhile, the Bayhive was getting completely fed up with this narrative Jay-Z was pushing. You know, that whole women who stay with cheating husbands are somehow strong nonsense. Around the time Lemonade dropped, the Bayhive was literally begging Beyoncé to dump Jay's unfaithful behind. But Beyoncé decided to stick it out, and now most people are saying their marriage is more of a business deal at this point. But isn't it just so ironic how Beyoncé keeps putting out songs about the other woman? It's almost like she's trying to convince everyone that Jay-Z's so irresistible that she's constantly fighting off these women.
I'd like to thank my beautiful husband.
Now, let's dig into the tea about these other women. How many were there really? And are these disturbing rumors true that Jay-Z silenced some of these women permanently? Okay, first up, Blu Cantrell. And yes, darlings, this is the woman Jay-Z allegedly named his firstborn child after. Blu started making waves in the late 90s, doing background vocals for industry heavy hitters, including Jay-Z's bestie Diddy. Her talent caught L.A. Reid's eye, and he signed her faster than you can say record deal after hearing her perform one of her original songs.
I took my mom and my family and we went to the studio and I sang and they signed me, and like 2 weeks later, I had a record deal. He didn't believe I could sing the way I sang. He heard a song I did and called Till I'm Gone, that was on the first album, and he didn't believe it was me, so he said sing it live. I sang it live and I mean, he signed me, you know.
In 2001, Blu dropped her debut album, So Blue, and it was everything. We're talking 2 Grammy nominations, honey? But here's where it gets juicy. Around this same time, Blu allegedly got close to Jay-Z, who had just started dating Beyoncé. Now, Beyoncé was trying to launch her solo career, and in 2003, right when Blu dropped her second album, Bittersweet, Beyoncé came out with Dangerously in Love. Word on the street is that Beyoncé wasn't just feeling threatened by Blu's rising star, she thought there might be something cooking between Blu and Jay. Blu later denied any romantic involvement with Jay, but child, when Wendy Williams asked her about it in an interview, she just laughed all awkward-like and said she couldn't really answer that. We see you, girl.
Have you ever kissed Jay-Z romantically?
No. No, I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
Oh, she's touching him off the neck! Look! You see?
Why do people not want to let the Jay-Z Blu Cantrell thing go?
And Wendy, being Wendy, suggested that Jay-Z probably picked Beyoncé over Blu because Blu wasn't young enough for him and wanted someone more naive who'd be easier to control.
The demands of stuff talking about the have you been? So you have to hook up with somebody in the business who understands.
I mean, you have to hook up with somebody. I do understand what you're saying. It's hard to find someone who's a regular guy, works a regular job, and can understand what you do. Because they'd be like, what are you doing? You're in the studio, why can't you come home, you know? It is easier to relate to men who are in the business, but I find myself as like, it's just redundant. Like they're in this circle that it's fast women, fast money, and it's just like, I can't live that lifestyle because some of my best friends are guys who are in the business, who are successful, and I see what they do on a day-to-day basis because I hang out with them, I kick it. Most of my friends are guys in this business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And not guys that I sleep because you know what? I respect what they do in their hustle, and I try to learn what I can from them. Women are a tad weak sometimes. We're looking for a score. We're looking for a man to take care of us. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm looking for more money in my bank account.
Right. So I'm sorry for talking in those terms, because you know what? I'm used to talking to other female artists who perhaps don't have that same eye.
You know what? And I don't knock it, because my mother did it.
Have you ever kissed Jay-Z romantically?
No. No, I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
Oh, she's touching him off the neck! Look! You see?
Why do people not want to let the Jay-Z Blu Cantrell thing go?
Because, honey, that was a fabulous little high point in your
career.
Well,
what about Beyonce and Jay-Z? That's fabulous.
Yeah, but that was good for you. That was good. That was hot. That was hot.
Look at your face. People just love that. You know? I mean, we hung out one time and it was made press, you know?
Do you want to know why I said on the radio that I didn't think it would last, though?
What, me and him?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're above 25.
Why? He needs somebody younger than that?
At the end of the day, yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because I think at the end of the day, a younger, less savvy to the ways of the world broad.
Somebody a little bit more naive.
And you know our girl Wendy. She went there. She suggested that Jay-Z probably picked Beyonce over Blu because Blu wasn't young enough for him, saying he wanted someone more naive who'd be easier to control. The shade of it all.
I really I was a fan of Sean Paul's Give Me the Light, and I said, you know, let's get this guy on the album before he really blows up, and everyone else is going to want him on their song. And we got him first, and you know, he just like I said, he's just major.
But wait, it gets even messier. When Beyonce and Jay-Z dropped their Bonnie and Clyde music video in 2003, Blu Cantrell called them out publicly. She said their video looked way too similar to the promo for her own song Roundup that had come out earlier, and the drama train just kept on rolling. In November 2002, Blu dropped this song with Sean Paul called Breath, and then just a few months later, guess what? Beyonce releases Baby Boy featuring, you guessed it, Sean Paul, and on Baby Boy, Beyonce sings the line, "Let me breathe." Could be a coincidence, but chilly, Blu wasn't buying it, but Blu wasn't finished. She threw some serious shade at Beyonce in an interview, saying, maybe she's trying to do it to get press, but I want to make her understand if she goes there with me, it's the wrong move. She needs to understand what she's doing and what she's getting into. And when they asked her why she thought Beyonce might be coming for her, Blu's response was pure tea. If she is being negative, she doesn't need to be, Blu said, because she's a beautiful girl. But if you have issues with your man, address it with the guy. Don't take it out on the girl. The nerve. But honey, fast forward to 2014, and things took a really dark turn in this love triangle drama. In September 2014, Blu was found wandering the streets of Santa Monica at 2 a.m., screaming that someone had poisoned her with gas. According to TMZ, this went on so long that someone called the police, and Blu was taken to a nearby hospital for evaluation. After that incident, Blu was dropped from her label faster than a hot potato, and suddenly no one in the music industry would touch her with a 10-foot pole. Back in 2013, Blu said she was working on her third studio album independently, but it's still MIA, and she's basically vanished from the public eye. So could Jay-Z and Beyonce have played a part in Blu's sudden downfall? Well, lots of fans and even some industry insiders seem to think so. One of them is Jay-Z's former background singer Jaguar Wright, who recently added fuel to this fire by pointing out that people who were seen as a threat to Jay and Beyonce had their careers destroyed or met tragic fates. Jaguar even brought up former Def Jam artist Eric Sermon, who allegedly jumped out of a third-story window in September 2001, right around the time Jay-Z dropped The Blueprint. Yeah, they said Eric jumped, Jaguar said. I don't think he jumped. I think he had help. But Jaguar didn't stop there. In that same interview, she called out to Blu Cantrell, begging her to speak up and share everything she went through with Jay-Z. But hold on to your wigs because Jaguar wasn't done. She recently dropped even more bombshell allegations, suggesting that Blu's alleged poisoning might be connected to the suspicious death of Jay-Z's other rumored mistress, Cathy White. Jaguar claimed that Jay's friend Diddy knows exactly what happened to Cathy, and she hinted that he might have been involved in a string of poisonings. Now let's spill the tea about what happened to Cathy White. In early September 2011, a handful of local news outlets and celebrity blogs reported the death of a young woman named C. Corona White, who was described as Jay-Z's alleged mistress. One article on Hot 107 mentioned how Cathy had been battling the blogs before she died, after celebrity blogger Hollywood Street King exposed her alleged affair with Jay-Z. The article also spilled that the affair rumors started after Cathy and her friend Claudia Jordan were spotted at Las Vegas's TAO nightclub, sitting at a table with Jay-Z and Diddy. And get this, there's even a photo that recently resurfaced showing Cathy, Jay-Z, and Diddy at the same party in Vegas. And where was Beyonce during all this drama? Oh, she just happened to be overseas on her I Am World Tour. When Hollywood Street King first reported Jay-Z's alleged affair with Cathy, it barely made a ripple. That is, until news of Cathy's death hit in September 2011. And here's where it gets even stranger. Beyonce announced her first pregnancy at the VMAs on August 28, 2011, just 5 days before Cathy was found dead. Beyoncé's pregnancy announcement completely broke the internet and dominated headlines for weeks. So when a few outlets quietly reported on Cathy White's death, it pretty much flew under the radar. But the timing? Chilly. It raises more eyebrows than a Botox convention, especially when you factor in those long-standing rumors about Beyoncé using a surrogate and faking her pregnancy. And now let's talk about another potential mistress who got silenced. Dame Dash's ex-wife and the rumored Becky with the good hair, Rachel Roy. The rumors about Jay-Z and Rachel really exploded in May 2014 when that shocking elevator footage leaked, showing Solange going off on Jay-Z while Beyoncé just stood there looking unbothered. And here's the tea. One insider later told E! News that Solange went off on Jay after she saw him getting cozy with Rachel Roy at the Met Gala after party. The source claimed that Solange confronted Jay about flirting with Rachel, but he started saying some disrespectful things to her and Beyoncé, and that's when all hell broke loose in the elevator. Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Solange never really explained what went down in that elevator. All they did was put out some PR statement calling it an unfortunate incident and saying the family had worked through it. And now Jay-Z's ex Carmen Bryan is back in the mix, stirring the pot and adding fuel to the fire with rumors that Jay-Z is way worse than people realize. After news broke that Jay-Z had been named alongside Diddy in a shocking lawsuit by Jane Doe, Carmen broke her silence and shared a cryptic quote on Instagram that read, "Be kind to past versions of yourself that didn't know then the things you know now." Carmen also shared a snippet from a news article about Jay-Z's rumored son, Rymir Satterthwaite, and she added an emoji of Michael Jackson eating popcorn. But Carmen wasn't done yet. She shared another message in reaction to the Jane Doe lawsuit saying, "These days people don't defend what is right. They defend who they like, and that's why we call you a groupie." And then she took it a step further, seemingly insinuating that Jay-Z snitched on himself on Kanye West's song Monster, where Jay raps, "Kill a block, I murder the avenues, I rape and pillage your village, women and children." Now, some people are calling Carmen Bryan a clout chaser who's just trying to stay relevant by jumping on the Jay-Z bandwagon. However, most fans are saying whether or not she's chasing clout doesn't erase all the other shady stuff linked to Jay's past. From the countless rumors about his mistresses to the strange disappearances and tragic ends of some of these women, there's just way too much smoke for there not to be at least some fire. But what's your take on Carmen's posts? How do you feel about all these allegations surrounding Jay and the way his rumored mistresses were allegedly silenced? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't miss out on this next video.